Great.
We love you, we love you, fam. Billy Goat Tales, I love it here. Billy Goat Tales, the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us can. We love you, fam. We love you, fam. Billy Goat Tales, I love it here. Billy Goat Tales, the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us can. We love you, fam. We love you, fam. Billy Goat Tales, I love it here. Billy Goat Tales, the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us can. We love you, fam. We love you, fam. We love you, we love you, fam. Billy Goat Tales, I love it here. Billy Goat Tales, the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us. We love you, fam. We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat Tales. We are Billy Goat Tales.
Alrighty. Hello, goats. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Billy Goat Tales live stream. I am your host, Dave Digital, for the day. Crypto Billy is out. We have the whole team of goats here. That's Jimmy Jim with the sound effects. We've got Red Man and Dark Crash. You hear them in the background, guys. We're going to be talking about a lot of good stuff today. Let's take a look, and we will see. We're going to talk about the taco trade. Trump always chickens out. Morgan Stanley is in the news today. Tether, the 63 Bitcoin war floor. We've got Solana in the news. We've got Pippin and Virtuals coming up. We've got something from BlackRock. We've got a little bit of DeepIn information. And if we get to it, we'll get to Mount Gox and something about South Dakota. We are ready to go today. Oh, my little screen just kind of glitched on us. We are ready to go today. Jimmy, do you want to say hi to everybody in the chat?
I can. Let's see. Rewind the tape here. We got Jesse. Looks like he might have been first in the chat. Mike Volmer. We got Redman, Crypto Bedell. What's going on, Bedell? We got Andrea, Dark Crash. Whoa, this is going berserk on me. Dark Crash, Redman. There's K Dig, who's getting all settled in the great state of Texas. Dave Digital, and there's Jesse again.
How you been, Jimmy? You been good?
Been all right, man. It's been crazy. Been rough. Hanging in there.
Hanging in there, huh? Got a trilogy of movies in last night. We were just catching right before the show. And you said you don't like Ocean's 12.
Do not.
No, we'll have to hear in the chat. What do you guys think about Ocean's 12? Do you like Ocean's 12? Let us know. Hey, Redman, what's going on, bud?
What's going on, Dave? It's another beautiful day in Las Vegas. Thankful for another day not promised. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here too. Dark Crash. Good to see you, bud. I see your you've got a nice abstract art behind you, looking sexy. We just found out before the stream that you have a nice how do we say this? Well, you do the stair machine, and that has created great muscles for your posterior, and that's signs of work, proof of work there. Good to see you. How's it going?
Very good. I'm just finished off another High Rocks training class earlier today, which is designed around endurance. You get like maximum 20-second break between your intervals. So keeping it strong, keeping it alive, trying to shine my light out into the world as much as we are in these dark times, both in these war times and our crypto bear market.
Yeah, definitely things going on out in the world. They're definitely above my pay grade. But you know what's not above my pay grade? That's the crypto bubbles. You ready to do the bubbles, Red?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
We love you, fam.
Let me just take myself out of the picture there. There we go. There's the crypto bubbles. All right, on the hourly, it's all green. Wow, what happened? I looked at this like half an hour ago. It's all red. So green, we love green. Pippin's up 3.9%. It's up to 57 cents per Pippin token. It's up one spot, number 77, $578 million market cap. Pippin AI play. Let's see what else we got. Stacks. We don't talk about stacks too much. It's up 1.5% in the hourly. It's up one spot, number 84, $463 million market cap. 25 cents gets you one stack token. Let's see what else is out there. What else? Everything else is kind of moving the same. The whole market is. Solana still sitting at number 7, $47 billion market cap. $82 gets you one Solana. In the hourly, it's up 1.1%, but it hasn't had a very good year this year. We'll see if that changes anytime soon. In the daily, we got a bunch of red. Wow, Dot. I got to bring this up. Billy's not here, but I got to bring up Dot. It's down 9% on a daily. It's
I
still
mean,
up.
you really don't.
No, I could just
I
pass
mean,
over.
I don't
it,
even
but-
know if people can bring up Dot. Get it?
Yeah. Especially polka dots. Anyways, $1.51 gets your one Dot tokens down 2 spots, number 35, $2.41 billion market cap. That's Dot for you. Let's see what else is here. Hype, it's up 3.9%. Hyperliquid, it's sitting at rank number 13, $7.59 billion market cap, 31, almost $32 get you one hype token. Let's see what else is on for the daily. Render's down 5.6%. It looks like it's down for the year 64%. None of these alts are really doing any good right now. Morpho's up 41% for the month. Morpho, I remember, it was $1.08, but it took a turnaround. And it's down one spot, number 58, $935 million market cap, $26 million 24-hour volume for Morpho. Let's go on to the weekly. All right. I was kind of mentioning this before the stream, like, this power thing, I don't know. It's altcoin. It's up 138 spots to number 95, just cracking in the top 100, $373 million market cap. $1.77 gets your one power token. More impressively, it's up 300% for the week, but it's up 800% for the month. Look at this thing is just taking off. A little bit of inverted head and shoulders there. I don't know what's going to go on with this token. Do your own research. I wouldn't put too much trust into it, but that's just me. Let's see. The Cred's up 6 spots, number 80, $517 million market cap, $29.93 get you one token. Looks like Decred's doing pretty good this year. It's up 150% for the year. Wow, little dinosaur coin showing some strength. I'm up 143 spots, number 80. So good on the Decred people. Virtuals, we haven't talked about this very much. Virtuals is up 10.5% for the week. It's up 3 spots, number 88, $448 million market cap, 68 cents, still under $1 virtual is. Wow, it's on sale. For the monthly, there's still a bunch of recovery we got to do in the market, of course. But there's a bunch of red out there. I don't even see. Oh, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down 21% for the month. $1.3 trillion market cap. I don't even remember the last time I saw it at $1.3 trillion market cap. But $65,702 gets you one Bitcoin. It's got a $42 billion 24-hour volume. It is still ranked number 1. It is still the king daddy. It is still killing it. On the yearly, let's see. We got Zcash. We mention this every week. Zcash still hanging around. It's up 475% for the year. But as you can see, this little double top thing, and then it's kind of like tanked since then. But it's still up 79 spots, number 26, $3.57 billion market cap. Still hovering around that $200 price for Zcash. I'm not really seeing anything else of importance. Dave, I'll send it back over to you.
Well, let's send it to Billy.
I really love the way Jimmy Jim doesn't wear shorts in the live stream.
Oh, wow. Billy just popped in there. I said he was playing hooky, but at least sending a message. That was very nice of Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Dark Crash, we're about to go into the market update. Are you ready for your maiden voyage?
Sure.
Let's do it.
We love you,
Okay, so today here we are looking at the coin market cap front page, and we can see that the fear and greed index has climbed up to a 16, currently sitting there despite the market downturn as a result of recent worldwide news. So when we take a closer look, we see that we're still not even remotely close to whatever altcoin season we were dreaming of in conjunction with the current world events. Market cap slid to as low as 2.27 trillion, with a majority of this share sitting in Bitcoin at the moment. Alts continuing to bleed against Bitcoin as per the bubbles, and as we go through this kind of flattening period, it seems to be more of an accumulation and draw into the Bitcoins. Now, if we go a little bit more into the fear and greed in particular, we can see that while we still are at a 16, we're in the deep red. It more or less seems like we're overdue for a turnaround. We had our hot phase here and here, and now we're in our major cool phase. We've had 1, 2, 3. Well, we'll call this 1, and then we'll call this 2, and this big one here 3. Our third dip down in. So just like here, here, and here, we more or less should at least see some sort of reversal during this flattening period that we're having right now, just purely based off of fear and greed. Take that with a grain of salt, put it in conjunction with your technicals and any other fundamental and world analysis as you must. But yes, this is just my humble opinion, purely based off of fear and greed. So going back to the homepage there, where was it? That hyperliquid, that was up to level, or to, what do you call that? Place 13 there, sitting at a massive market cap of 8.1 billion. There's a point I wanted to touch on in particular, that our top 50 coins, as a matter of fact, all sitting well above that 1 billion mark. And nowadays, even though we are kind of in the throes of a bear market, to have this many coins sitting at least a billion just shows that there's a lot of interest in the markets, a lot of you could say realistic projects with these valid underpinnings, these foundations that they have for their ecosystems, and it's quite transformational, really, in terms of what we've got going on in the world today. Not a lot of people see it. We see it, and that's why we're trying to bring it to you, the viewer, so that we can make this much more transparent and visible, that there is creation going on out in the world that, you know, just it's a little less traditional, to say the least. But yeah, we're still sitting at kind of a dark edge here right now, which I'll get more into as we get into the charts later in the stream.
Yeah, man, that's really awesome. And now let's take a little quick word from one of our sponsors.
Join us Saturdays live for the Simple Terms podcast.
A new type of interactive live show where you join in to break down complex topics in simple terms. Join our human and AI host this Saturday on the @BillyGoatTales YouTube channel.
All right, and now let's go into the prediction market.
we love you,
Righty, let's take a look. There's not a lot of new stuff that caught my eye, but there were a couple. What was it that we were looking at a little bit earlier, guys? Oh, the rate cuts. Doesn't look like he's gonna do any rate cuts. So Fed decision in March 2026, 96% that he's not going to do it. But you could get 25-1 odds if you want to bet that he does, and he does raise the mini. But other than that, I didn't see a lot of going on. Let's just check in the culture. Oscar Best Director. So they've got Oscars, Sean Penn.
My question is, Dave.
Yeah.
My question is, how many people at the Fed are betting on Kalshi?
Man, I think all of them, or not all of them. I think a lot of anybody that knows anything or thinks they know something.
You
I
got
bet
some
so.
insider stuff going on.
Yeah, I bet so. I mean, I think that's what it's built for, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you've got this run. Who's the best AI at the end of the year? Looks like only Claude and Gemini are front running. That's pretty cool to see. So that maybe answers one of your questions from earlier, Dark Crash, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kalshi, I mean, they're pretty dang consistent. Who will successfully take over Warner Brothers? I didn't even know somebody was about to do that. Looks like Paramount will be the ones. When will SpaceX officially announce an IPO? I didn't even know they weren't public. Looks like it's going to be before July 1st. I think got a Starship 12th launch coming up before May. Looks like really cool. Which bank will take SpaceX public? Looks like Bank of America will do that. A lot of information that you can look into and try to figure stuff out. Which companies will officially announce an IPO? Looks like Anthropic before OpenAI. Pretty interesting. But I think that's all that we need to talk about on that. What do you guys think? Pretty cool though, the prediction markets. Not necessarily because I'm good at making predictions, because I'm definitely not. But you can get information off of those that'll help you with other things that you're trying to predict. Not necessarily what that prediction is. And it is fun. I mean, I have to admit that whenever, there's something going on like a big fight or something like that, or a big game, I don't mind betting on it, and I don't
Yeah.
really like the who will make a touchdown this week. I like the old school, give me 4.5 points, who wins, who loses kind of bet. And that's now available to us here in Texas. So even though it's probably not great for society, I like it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think
Ed?
it's I yeah, I think it's a Kalshi in general. I mean, yeah, is there some things that are kind of controversial? Of course. And that's going to happen when there's people making a lot of money on the other side. They're going to be losing a lot of money, and I'm talking about the casinos. So the casinos are trying to dig up anything they can to shut this thing down. But yeah, I like Kalshi. I used Kalshi during the Super Bowl. I bet, of course, I lost because I bet on New England, but I like it for things like that. I think it's fun. I mean, as long as you keep it fun and you're responsible with it, more power to you. I
Yep.
think it enables other people that wouldn't normally gamble on things, um, see if they could have fun too. And as
Yeah,
long as
man.
they're responsible, more power to you.
I agree with you. I agree with that. Let's take one more look at the chat, see who's all in there. Let me see if I can do a little chat filter. Actually, do you have yours pulled up over there, Dark Crash? I know I didn't warn you, but if you don't, I do. But if you want to say hi, who's in chat?
Yeah, I'm conveniently looking at it right now. We've got
Cool.
a few new entrants in here. Melissa One Love, thank you for coming to visit.
Missy.
Who else? We got Darren Does Things slipped in. Hello, buddy. How are you?
Doo-doo-doo.
And our main man, Crypto Billy, is in transit at the moment and giving us a little chime in saying hello. Oh, and we
Yeah,
also got
man.
an Andrew Cameron 77 in there. Don't want to miss that.
Definitely don't want to miss Andrew Cameron. What's up, Drew?
Fellow
All
Canadian.
right. Yeah, fellow Canadians. All right, let's take a look and see what we've got on our topics. So let's take a look here. So as you guys can see, just a quick, fun little thing. This is definitely the BGT live stream dashboard. As you see our logo here in the little corner. It's got last week's shows there. It's got this week's show here. I just clicked on this week's show, and that gave us these topics right here. I generated each image specifically for the show. You can even see a slight little Billy Goat Tales logo right there. Cute little Billy Goat. And you can click into it. And that's where we go. So what is the taco trade? Trump always chickens out. Billy definitely has a way to design a show for us here on the Billy Goat Tales. So it says the biggest story this week is the market's reaction to the USA's tariff announcement. So traders have to the US tariff announcement, traders have dubbed the taco trade because the final 10% tariff was lower than the 15% worst case scenario many feared. This triggered massive relief rally before the current geopolitical dip. So all that doesn't make any sense to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our on the spot reporter, Redman, and he's going to tell us a little bit more.
And now to our on the spot correspondent, Redman.
Redman. Okay.
Redmond. All right, Redmond, what you got, bub?
Okay, so got a little article here from CNBC. It says U.S. President Donald Trump's new blanket tariffs came into force on Tuesday, but investors appear to be shrugging the changes off. With one analyst telling CNBC there were bigger issues. Trump announced over the weekend a new blanket 15% global levy on imports to the U.S. The president initially announced plans to impose a 10% duty on global imports,
Duty.
saying that the rate would rise to the fully allowed and legally tested 15% level. So the announcement came after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Trump's country-specific tariffs, a source of major market volatility. But people are kind of getting used to it, right? They're kind of getting used to Trump kind of coming on there and saying whatever he wants to say, and then something else happens. It says right here, it says, despite Trump saying there would be 15% tariffs, the new levies came into effect at 10% on Tuesday. A customs notice from U.S. Customs and Border Protection said the temporary Section 122 duties meant an additional 10% ad valorem duty on imported articles of every country for a period of 150 days, unless specifically exempt. So let's see here. Oh, I like this part. Tony Meadows, head of investment at UK-based BRI Wealth Management, said that the Trump administration was temporary. He said that the president's new tariffs yield more tariff revenue to the U.S., but that it is ultimately a tax on the U.S. consumer that chips away at the growth and increases inflation, but not enough to change a view. There are regional winners and losers if the regime sticks, but let's not forget that there is a limited time horizon of a few months on this legislation, so the picture is likely to change. For now, countries like UK lose out and China benefits, but it's not an investable move, he added. Let's see here. I think there was one other part that I wanted to go through right here at the end. It is currently not so much the absolute level of the tariffs that counts, but rather a new uncertainty, both regarding what's next from Trump, but also regarding whether the larger trading partners, particularly the EU, will try to renegotiate the bilateral deals from last year, he said. So, yeah, so, I mean, we get kind of used to this, right? Trump comes out, he's on a tirade. He says he wants to do something, and he's either blocked by the Supreme Court or he's saying something. He's playing 3D chess with these people. He's saying something to get a reaction out of you so that he can make the right move in the end. I mean, it's happened a couple of times over the past year. And most recently, he uses these tariffs as a tool. It's a tool. It's a weapon against other countries. Just get them to bend to his will. I mean, he is the president. He knows how to work the scene. He knows he's a good observer. He knows how to play chess. So that's exactly what he's doing here. And traders are looking at this stuff and they're like, well, I mean, if I know the market's going to dip 20% on what Trump says, I'm going to go ahead and put this short in now. But at the same time, you also run that risk that, you know, it might go the other way. You know, things might not happen the way you think they're going to happen. It just, especially in trading. So, yeah, I mean, I think that he's using these tariffs as a leverage tool, and they're working because it's getting a reaction out of the people that he wants to kind of poke. And I think it's working.
Sure, and let's see what Jimmy has to say if he understands these taco trades better than I do.
98. And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Jimmy.
I didn't like the way she said that. No, I mean, you know, the tariffs, without a doubt. I mean, it even affects our card business. I mean, I go out to order a lot of our protection products, sleeves, top loaders, things like that. And I mean, it's clearly stated on the website, you know, here's the price, but little Chinese flag under it with a 10% tariff. go to checkout, boom, it's tacked on right there at the end. So I mean, it does affect me, not in a huge way. For every $100, that I'm spending an extra 10. And it's not super material, but over time,
10%,
it does
10%.
amount.
Yeah, it just seems like I mean, for you, that's another 10% tax.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if he feels that's what we need to do, because typically they just counter back. They'll counter back with their own, tariff, and then it just gets stupid again.
Yeah. Let's see what Dark Crash has to say about the Trump always chickens out trade.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Dark Crash.
Jeez. So with regards to the taco trading, I've seen this coming from a mile away. It's bait and switch tactics, and realistically, this does trigger relief rallies and such, but they never really sustain it. It gives the foundation for those dovish scenarios, but like. It is just a game. It's a lever that he's been using for a long time to get his way, and there's really no surprise in my mind that this has now got its own acronym. It's got a lot of attention now, and as this kind of gets watered down, the fact that there's this whole theory of the taco trade, once this trend. I guess what I'm about to say is the trend is your friend until the end, and now that it's kind of a lot more in light. I feel like this, especially with the current wartime events that we're experiencing, like this won't last forever. This type of taco trading.
Yeah, man.
Get him out of here. Get out.
Donald Trump always has something to say about everything that we're talking about. But let's take a look. Go into the next topic. Let's see here. Okay. Morgan Stanley, massive bank charter move. So let's see what they have. Forget the old Genius Act. The real news is Morgan Stanley filing for a bank charter specifically to custody digital assets and offer native staking to their clients. Well, let's hear more about that. We've got Jeff doing the deep dive, so let's go over to Jeff.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redmond.
Yeah, so this one is massive. I don't think enough people are talking about it. Morgan Stanley, we're talking about a firm that manages over $9 trillion, just led a national truck bank charter specifically to custody Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. But it doesn't stop there. They want to offer native staking. Let me say that again. A Wall Street giant, one of the biggest in the world, wants to let their clients stake crypto natively through their platform. Let me get this out of the way here. So let's get on to the article. It says the Wall Street giant has filed for a de novo national trust bank charter that would allow it to custody digital assets, according to reporting from Bloomberg on Friday. The behemoth financial institution said it will use the charter to also conduct staking and trading for its investment clients. Bloomberg reported. An application from Morgan Stanley Digital Trust for a new national bank charter was filed on February 18th, according to the website of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, though the public listing does not include additional details. Last month, the bank tapped veteran executive Amy Olenberg to lead its digital asset strategy in a newly created role. Earlier in the year, Morgan Stanley filed to list spot Bitcoin and Solana ETFs and said it would plan to launch its proprietary digital wallet later this year. Oh, it's pretty good. Morgan Stanley's application with the OCC comes after crypto native firms received conditional approval, including most recently Crypto.com and Stripe, subsidiary of Bridge. In one big move, the OCC earlier granted conditional approval to Ripple, Circle, BitGo, Fidelity Digital Assets, and Paxos in December. That's pretty neat. But I think the key takeaway from this is When TradFi builds custody and staking infrastructure, that's the permanent capital commitment. This isn't speculation, it's structural. So yeah, it's another block. It's another building block.
Yeah, and they pointed out here that this is the suits are here moment. You know, one of the largest banks officially trying to become a crypto native custodian. Jimmy, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, as much as everybody doesn't want it, we got to have it, and as long as there's regulatory things in place, I mean, we've been moving through that, still moving through that. That's a great thing, in my opinion. It's going to
So,
add stability to the market,
so so the volatility gets on your nerves, and stability is something that comforts you and makes it. That's what you're looking for. So when the suits come in, like they say, that makes you happy
I mean, what I think I've
as an investor.
found interesting this past, bull run is just, how much things shifted earlier in time. Almost everything shifted, 6 months earlier. I mean, we still had, you could argue and say we had 2, 3 double or a triple top, one early March, one later in the year, and then another. But what I find interesting is the fact that, the thing we always talk about, that 4-year cycle being woven into the fabric of Bitcoin hasn't changed. Fundamentally, market did exactly what we were expecting, maybe not to the magnitudes. But again, I mean, who was saying at the bottom of the last bear market, put all your money in Bitcoin because it's going to 7x this next bull run? It was like, nah, it might 2, it might 3x. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be real. I mean, that
was
was
common.
the sentiment, unless you were a maxi, and you were doing that anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And if you're a maxi, really, you already had Bitcoin for a long time. You didn't really care if it's 7x from that bottom or not. You're already good.
yeah, and if you kind of push back from the table and try to just objectively look at, and man, kudos if you live through the previous bull run and this last one, because I think fundamentally you should be selling yourself on what is known as a 4-year cycle. I mean, there you
Right.
go. You saw it with no institutional money. And then here's the next one, and we saw it with institutional money. They look different, but they rhyme. They're similar. So it just gives me confidence. That the adoption's happening right in front of us. And that is a good thing. I don't care how you slice it.
Yeah, that's true. Suits are here. Dark Crash, what do you think?
Yeah, it adds validity to the market. Like, it's kind of what we need. We're trying to consciously steer ourselves away from CBDCs and adding these pools, these native storages and whatnot. This is what we need, not just for bringing in more institutional liquidity, but also reigniting that spark for retail and just saying, hey, this has been through some rocky times yet again. It's the classic nature of Bitcoin, and we just want to prove to you that it is in fact here to stay, and that we see through the necessaries of comprehensive framework with oversight, token classifications, just trying to fight that broader hesitation that's still happening with businesses and alike.
Yeah, man. Let's take a look here. So Tether Swiss Gold Vault says that Tether has quietly built the world's largest non-sovereign gold hoard, 140 tons of bullion worth over 23 billion in a high-security Swiss bunker. Looks like Coinbase announces nationwide expansions of its prediction markets in there for some reason. Let's bring that as we dive a little bit deeper, and we'll go to our correspondent, Redman.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redman.
All right. This one blew my mind when I first read it. Tether, the company behind USDT, the biggest stablecoin in the world, has been quietly stockpiling physical gold. How much? 140 tons of gold Tether has stored in a nuclear bunker in Switzerland. Has anybody taken a trip to Switzerland lately? That's worth over $23 billion. That makes Tether a top 40 global gold holder. They hold more gold than many central banks. Think you gotta think about that for a second. A crypto company born out of the digital world is one of the largest physical gold holders on the planet. And that's not just hedge, that's a statement. Tether is building a fortress balance sheet that rivals nation states. Tether backing reserves with physical gold signals a new era of stablecoin risk management that raises the bar for the entire industry. I mean, does it surprise you? I mean, look at their market cap.
Yeah. What is their market cap exactly? Do you know it?
I'll get it.
It's huge, huh? So it says they're becoming more powerful than some central banks. That's pretty powerful. What do you think about Tether becoming more powerful than central banks, Jimmy, with your comments in the back?
Say that again.
183 billion, Dave.
$183 billion market cap. Tether's worth that. And they're saying that Tether is becoming more powerful than some central banks. What do you think about that?
I mean, good for them. I mean, that's, again, it's a case for the stable coin market, that to me, I think Tether pays pretty damn good yield. Do they not? If you're staking, I don't know, because I don't have any Tether.
I think it's all ended up around 5%, but I'm not sure. I think maybe you can get some random coins that still yell 20%, but ever since Luna, I got scared with anybody saying that.
See, I'm sure Coinbase probably doesn't pay great. May not pay at all. I don't even see it.
I think their staking was 4.5% is what I saw.
On Tether?
On USDC. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, on USDC for sure. But I don't even think they pay on Tether. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be per exchange normally. But 23 billion in high security Swiss bunker, 140 tons of bullion. You want to get your hands on some of that, Dark Crash? Well, if you're talking to us, we're not listening because we can't hear you.
Oh, that's fantastic. I fell for the mute again there. That's great.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I was definitely trying to talk to you guys there and nothing was getting through. It's impressive. Actually, I'm not surprised at all that they are getting into gold and creating their own reserve. It is exactly what they need to back, because just backing purely by the dollar is not going to be sufficient in terms of covering themselves with any business related interest, dues they might have, any debt they're trying to work with as they operate, as well as just trying to deal with inflation and potential slippage as well with the value of what they might have on the behind there. So like it's been said, a lot of companies trying to go for that 102% backing, but I feel like Tether's moving to the Swiss Gold Vault is really going to give them the upper hand here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it is kind of wild though that they're stocking so much gold whenever they're the backer of Bitcoin, kind of like everybody. That's how you trade a Bitcoin, is with a Tether or a USDC or something very similar. But they're the biggest guys and they're stocking up gold. So pretty cool, I guess. I know Peter Schiff's going to have something to say about that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think we just got a message from, is that Tex-Mex Biomex? Oh, yeah, let's go to him.
When I'm
And that's all he had to say for that. And then let's go take a look. We're moving right through it here. You've got the BTC 63K BTC war floor.
Let's go.
Bitcoin is currently testing 63. Is that even accurate right now? I mean, I think we've been
It's
around
at 64.
66. Oh, is it? Dang, we did drop some, huh?
60,
Yeah,
65 3.
Yep, 65-ish. So BTC is currently testing 63 as global tensions rise. While prices took a hit from the geopolitical headlines, large-scale accumulation is happening at this level. Is this a general bottom, is what they're saying? Well, I'm not sure if it's a general bottom because, that's, again, above my pay grade. But somebody that will know is our handy correspondent, Redman. So let's go take a look for Redman.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redman.
Redmond. All right, let's talk about price action. Bitcoin dipped below 63,000 this week. Geopolitical noise, tariff headlines, the usual fear cocktail. And of course, the timeline went full doom mode. But here's what the doomers aren't telling you. Over 5 billion in Bitcoin flowed off of exchanges this month. That's not selling pressure, that's accumulation. Whales are buying, long-term holders are stacking. Now look, I'm telling you, this is the bottom. Nobody knows that, but the on-chain data is screaming that smart money is treating this as a gift, not a crisis. ETF outflows got the headlines, but the wallet data tells a completely different story. Headlines say sell. On-chain data says accumulate. Pay attention to what smart money does, not what Twitter says. Amen to that. Yep.
Oh, is that all you got on that one? So, war floor, what do you think, Jimmy? I mean, I know you've got your handy little chart that we had earlier. Let me remove that and add that. What do you think about the 63K war floor?
I mean, I'd probably say that's pretty damn accurate, huh? I mean, where we're at right now, and have been for, I don't know, however long that is. It looks like probably about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But again, I find it interesting, and that was really the whole point of me pulling up this little chart earlier when we were chit-chatting before the show, was that, here we go, trend line that I drew out a couple of years ago, we're catching. I'm really interested to see what happens in the next week. Do we blow down through it? But, I've kind of got my buy zone, set there in that picture. And, if we get close to that blue line, I'm probably going to be buying pretty big chunks. We're in the big chunk zone.
There's the alpha chat. Look for the buy zones. We don't give you financial advice, but there are some lines on a chart somewhere that you could probably take a look at. And that's what Jimmy thinks about that. What do you think, Crash? 63K floor? Is this the war floor?
Quite possibly. If you just want to pull my chart up real quick and we can go through.
No, just go off of Jimmy's chart. That'll be fine. No, I'm just kidding. Where's your chart? I don't see it down below.
Oh, sorry, it disappeared. I just got to bring it back up. One moment. There, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Billy, there we go, Billy. That's for Billy.
I mean, I still think we got a big step down still. Another big step down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we're sitting on the precipice of the second top. That's obviously where a lot of this energy is in conjunction with this right here. But yeah, like Jimmy's saying, we ain't done yet. We just got under. We still have some time to hang out. So we got a little bit more of bear market to go, obviously. And the RSI and stochastic still hasn't really conjoined and flipped over into oversold yet. As mentioned before on looking at CoinMarketCap, we have not really gotten to that direction just yet. But we are looking to clip and make that double hump green dot, hopefully by market close here real soon. But we will see as that time comes in an hour and 15 minutes. But right now, as the charts stand, we are just sitting on a cliff. We really are. And the next area that I'd be looking at is likely in the 50. Like, honestly, I think we would just slip right through 58 and we would ping all the way down to the 52s. Like, it wouldn't be a long time spent here. And then figuratively, we could see just like this, a drop there, and then the bucket. Like we could see that bucket happen again. I don't think we're coming anywhere close to 30K. Like if we even had like really, really bad nuclear doomsday type situation go on, I don't think anything more than 42K, really.
I think they're making a big deal about it because
Yeah.
the 60K floor is where the miners. So it costs the miners 60K to mine a Bitcoin. So if it goes below that, the miners are actually losing money. So I think
Right,
that's the
exactly.
reason why this level is so important. And that's the reason why it keeps on coming up in all my feeds, because a lot of people are looking at that right now. Because if it goes negative for the miners, they're not making any money. Nobody's making any money on Bitcoin. It becomes too expensive to mine. So what they're going to do is they're going to change their mining farms into data centers for AIs. It's because they make more money doing that. And then you'll lose the mining outfits that are out there mining Bitcoin. And that's not good. That's not good for the ecosystem.
I mean, but we do
another black swan to drive it down that we actually need. Maybe that is the final one.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need this. We need we need that for AI. So, I mean, you just got to put it where it's best used, right? I mean, speaking of AI, Jimmy, have you heard about what's going on with RAM? I hope do you guys stockpile RAM over there? Because RAM is like tripled and quadrupled in just like 18 months.
Wow.
It ain't cheap right now, especially when you get into the ECC, server grade stuff,
Yeah, they were saying the wafers basically inside of the RAM is the same across the board, right? Even if they put them in different places for the enterprise version than what we use, but they're just going to take the ones out of what the what do you call us, the retail uses, and they're not going to give them to us anymore. So somebody was talking about, oh, they're going to hold the AI back from us, and we're not going to be able to use the AI. And I was thinking, there's open source, and that's going to be hard for them to do. But if we can't get enough RAM, that screws us.
Yeah, but I mean, they'll just start making it here.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking like the shortage is not going to stop until 2028.
I think that was the point anyways, was Trump was trying to get everything made here anyways. That's the point of the tariffs. And I thought that was the big picture of everything, right? Is him putting a squeeze on everybody to bring the businesses back to America and get them out of the East. And I hope it happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since it's made sense to manufacture much of anything other than WeatherTech floor mats in the United States,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's so true.
I mean, there's tons of stuff assembled in the United States.
Yeah.
But not a whole lot of stuff is made in the USA.
Yeah. Well, it is made in the USA. That's us right here at the Billy Goat Tales. Well, most of us. We've got Dark Crash over there from Canada. But Billy Goat Tales definitely was made in the USA, and we spread our wings a long ways. Let's just take a look at how Billy Goat Tales grows. So I wanted to take a second here. Let me remove that one and add to stage. While we're talking about Billy Goat Tales, we do a lot of stuff here at Billy Goat Tales, and we've done a lot of stuff really fast. And so I just want to take a second here before we get to our next topic. And I want to kind of slow down for just a half a second and speak to you guys just from our hearts here at Billy Goat Tales, to kind of slow down, show you what's going on, explain to you why it's going on, tell you where we think that we're headed and why we're doing things, and some of the struggles maybe that we look at, and we conquer right here with you guys. So I just kind of want to, and I know most of you guys probably know, so maybe this is more for the people on the replay, or maybe it's even just more for me personally. But I want to explain really what happens on the Billy Goat Tales channel. So we do live streams. This live stream that you're watching, this is the family live stream, is what we kind of call it behind the scenes. This is where we get together on Sunday. We discuss what's going on in crypto, and we just kind of hang out. We have our opinions. We look at some news. We try to keep things ahead of the curve. That way we're learning stuff together early. But it's more a fun time where we can all get together, hang out, and just kind of spread our wings and just, try new things out and just have a good time. That's really what we do on the Sunday live stream. And we appreciate you guys coming for that. Now, on Simple Terms, as you can see, this is the Simple Terms live stream. What we do on Simple Terms live stream, that's a totally different feeling. So in Simple Terms, what we're doing is there is an AI involved, and I'm able to take several sources, right? So AI has a tendency in the public models to hallucinate. But if you can do it in a private model and you take certain sources, and we take, between 30 and 80 different sources on a topic, we bring them into this private model, and then we ask it questions live, and they have a little personality. So this is where we get to come together on Saturday mornings and we learn with each other. So that's why that format is there. And then Simple Terms also has spin-offs. So each topic has 3 different forms of that topic. So if you look here, as I click into, and I'll just put that on pause, but I'll click into here, as you see where is that podcast, or there you go. So over here, and you can see that there's a playlist. So you have the debate, right? So the debate gives you counteracting opinions on that topic, right? So it just doesn't tell you what the topic's about. It gives you different versions of what's going on. And then the critique actually goes against the topic and what we've asked it to tell us about. So it gives us the opposite opinion. So each one of these little assets are super valuable. And I just want you guys to know they're in an audio version. So that's stuff that you can just put on and listen to at the gym. That's how I use them. That's how, I'm not sure exactly how the rest of the team uses them, but several times I'll just be watching it and then they'll just keep on playing in the background while you're doing other things. And I promise you, if you give it a chance, you're going to listen to it. These aren't just made for you to click. These are stuff that we use ourselves, or I at least use personally myself for learning. And there's something good in each one of these little versions. So I encourage you to go through the playlist and let those play through for you, whether you're working out, whether you're doing house cleaning, whatever that you may be doing. I just encourage that. And then we have motivational crypto. So that's pretty simple, right? So that's Billy. And so you could go back to his playlist, but the best way to consume the motivational crypto is for you to do it in the live form or in the morning form. Just set your alerts whenever he comes on, whenever you have a pocket of time, while you're waking up, while you're getting ready for work, while you're on the way to work, whatever it is, spend that 5 minutes with Billy. I mean, it's like having an older brother or a father figure or somebody like that that's riding with you on your way to work. So you just get, 5 to 8 minutes of just hanging out with somebody wise and that has a calm voice and that'll tell you things that won't lead you astray. So I just want to kind of go over all that with you guys. Billy, what we're doing here on Billy Goat Tales. I just didn't want it to get lost in the noise because I know that there's a lot of stuff that we do. I mean, there's all different aspects of us. I mean, we even, if you look, this is our own Billy Goat Tales. Like you guys know, it's our stream dashboard. Let me get over there. There you go. And you can come back to there. Then go up to the top, and you can see here at the top. Eventually, it'll be released to the public. So it's pretty cool that you can just go click on new show or start building your show. You can drop in a PDF or you can even chat with it if you choose to. And then that'll pull out the topics of your show, do some research on them, give you kind of a head start or give you some kind of topics to go off of. And then you can do the research in the background. So really, really cool what we're able to do. So you can see here, we just click into the show and then the images are there generated. So a lot of cool stuff. And then we have our little trading journal. I mean, so we're just doing a lot of fun stuff. Redman in the background, he gets into shorts, and you guys can see whenever Redman's doing is he loves these highly volatile new projects that have hype, that maybe have some sort of use case. He loves digging into that stuff. And it would probably make his whole year whenever he gets a message from one of you guys that said, hey, look, you know what, that coin that you mentioned to me on your shorts, Red. I love that. And I actually dug into it myself and I put a little bit of money in it because I could afford to lose it, and it absolute mooned. He's waiting on that day and he believes that it's coming. So take time to look at his shorts because it's super important. What he's doing is super important. Every little thing that we do on this channel has a purpose and we feel like it has value. We've even started doing, the stream and chill session or stream and chat with me. And that's just so that you guys know that it isn't all about AI. It's not all about that. We don't use AI so that we have an advantage. We do use it for an advantage, but we don't use it just so we can put out content. We want to put out valuable content. And there's some content, in my opinion, that you don't want a person's opinion. I don't necessarily need your opinion whenever I'm talking about details of how to set up my bot or how to or what the Bitcoin white paper says or any of that stuff. I don't need an opinion there. I just need to know what's inside of it, and I need you to describe the details that I don't understand. So I just wanted to spend some time with you guys and let you understand that there's a whole purpose behind this that is huge. And so take the time and turn on those things and use it to your advantage because that's what it's here for. We hope that we're your tool that helps you to just push on to whatever's next in your life. But that's enough about that. Let's go and look into the next topic here. And that's going to be the Solana Pipe Network. So it says here, we'll go right on into it. I appreciate you guys spending that time with me, but I don't think we've ever taken time to explain it. And maybe that was a little bit too quick of explanations. But hopefully somebody hears what we're saying and you'll be able to get the full value out of it. Even if it's a lot, I want you to see that that stuff in there is super valuable. And we build it first so we can learn. And then that just translates to you guys. So it's really cool. But it says here, Solana's Pipe Network and CDN expansion. Solana is moving beyond just being a fast chain. The new Pipe Network has launched. Solana CDN, a free open source validator client that includes built-in acceleration to speed up the network even further. So Solana's building its own infrastructure. I don't know about that, but I tell you who does know about that, and that's our own correspondent, Redman.
Hey, hold on, Dave. Wow. I think I missed this one on the notes. I didn't get it.
How about no?
Yeah.
How about no?
So sorry, my friend. But yeah, I didn't get this one.
Let me see what they have here. So Solana is doing some really good stuff. So here's what we're going to do on Solana for now, since we're not quite ready on that one. Actually, Dark Crash, do you have something up on Solana? I know you also are prepared and you probably have something already ready to go, and I don't want to skip over that. Do you want to talk a little bit about Solana?
Sure, we can take a quick hack at this. So they're moving obviously just beyond being a fast chain, kind of trying to do or incorporate what ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, and several other tokens have been attempting to do, which is create their own internet infrastructure layer, which essentially allows them to do like bridge communication, bridge services, and allow for that more seamless transition and flow between ERPs as well, so that they can essentially allow for this business-to-business transaction and increase sales, allow uptake of new customers and stuff like that. They're trying to be the next gen business token almost, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's true. So what do they mean by internet infrastructure? They're becoming an ETH, right? So they're trying to just be who everything's built on. Okay.
Yeah, essentially be the thing that the next L3s and so on are building off of, and of course they want to be a little bit more open and less how do I say this, difficult to deal with. Obviously they've dealt with their stability issues largely, but these forks, these new infrastructures, that's what's going to set Solana up for the next level, because it's already got a great foundation now, but this will set it up for the next level.
Jimmy, are you selling all your ETH and moving it over to Solana? You think they're gonna corner the market on the EVMs?
Yeah,
I mean, they got a long way to go.
But not yet.
You know, can they dip their toe into it? Sure. I mean, why not? I mean, some competition in that space. I mean, crap. You can think back to just the last bull run. kind of went, or really, I guess at this point in time, you could say 2 bull runs ago, where Solana was almost a joke. It was almost a meme, right when it first came out because of its crazy price action and whatnot. But I mean, it's done its time. It's earned its keep. It's proven itself. I mean, it didn't crash 8 times this past year.
Yeah.
Now, it can move on
So I
from being the
mean,
garage band.
I can't hate
Hasn't
it.
gone down on us in a long time.
I mean, I can't hate it. I mean, they're obviously clearly making improvements.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I like Solana. If there is a coin that I like, and there is somebody that I like doing stuff, I always lean towards Solana. I like how fast they move. I like that they broke it and fixed it. I think they need to break some more stuff and fix some more stuff. But but I like that. It's cheap. I like that you can do stuff fast. I dig it. I dig Solana, but we'll see how far any of it ends up going. I mean, Bitcoin is the one. Solana had its little bull run, so if you managed it correctly, you could have done really well with
I
Solana.
mean, I bought at 40 and sold it when it was up around 200.
Yeah, that's good. And I do tell my friends and family that if I was going to pick one, it would be Solana, because I think from where we're at now, 2x is a no-brainer. But you may have to wait a year plus for it. I'm just not sure.
If you look at Solana on the monthly, it's got a massive head and shoulders, and it looks like this thing is played out pretty well. It looks like there's some support at $60, but there's definitely a floor at 20, 23, 24, 25.
Move your big head. Let us see.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Let me get out of the way. Sorry. Yeah. So looking at this is the monthly chart for Solana, and I've got some levels marked out here that I'm looking for on the upside, but looking downward, I mean, if Bitcoin were to go lower, which we all on the team here think that's going to happen, when we don't know, and we're not psychics, but if Bitcoin were to go down, you're looking at here's a high volume node at 44, and there's another high volume node at 24. You could just see that from the charts. But going back up, if we were to, catch a bottom right here, you're looking at $95. I'm looking at $95, and then I'm looking at 104 for a nice little swing trade to the upside if that were to happen. But it looks like this $40 range somewhere in there looks very appealing. It could be a on sale buy. That's not financial advice, and I'm not an expert, but if I'm looking at, the downward pressure that's going on right now from this massive, I mean, this thing is humongous. Look at the head and shoulders on this. Massive.
Look at the head on that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it looks like it's played out already.
Even a retest of the neckline. Well, let's just say that that top line you have, if it retested that, how far? What number is that right there?
You're talking about this one?
No, below it, the retest of the neckline.
Oh,
right around there.
128.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling my friends and family. Like, if you want to put 50 or
swing trade.
Yeah, I'm telling them, if you want to put 50 or 100,000 in there, I think an easy 2x is an easy 2x. And for most people that I know, 50 or 100,000 is real money, and they're okay with 2x and get out, but I don't know if they want to wait a year, which is so weird for them to say,
Right.
But it may also go lower, and everybody's like so scared. I mean, all of us. I mean, think about it. If any one of us, other than Jimmy, had $100,000 right now, and we had a choice if we're going to put it in Solana or not, well, we don't know what we would do if that was the only 100 grand we had, because that's a lot of money to real people. That's a lot of, to normal
it's
people.
obvious. It's obvious what they're trying to do with the node structure and everything. It's obvious they're trying to take the retail back from Ethereum. Ethereum has been a little stale as of late, and they see like this is a chance that they could pounce on Ethereum and get some of that market cap back from Ethereum. This would be a good time to do it, because you want to build in the bear so that you're ready for the bull.
Yeah, that's for sure. I see Alexander G made it in the chat. Good to see you, AG1. Happy to see you today. Yeah, we're definitely blowing through these things real quick. Let's take a real quick look, and we will do something a little bit fun. We'll take a look at the little promo Tony put together for Jimmy's book, and then Jimmy will tell us what the updates are. A little surprise for him.
Hi, Billy Goat Tales family!
Are you ready for a blockchain story with bits and blocks? Coming soon!
What do you think, Jimmy? You got a book coming out soon?
Yeah, book's complete. I know Tony's in the background. Tony and Billy been working on uploading all the images and text and all that fun stuff.
So tell us about this book journey. Was writing it hard? Or did you just spit it out one night like you were flowing with Eminem?
Yeah, I mean it definitely, when the hardest thing was to level set on an idea. And the whole idea was really just to, at a very, very, very high level, explain kind of blockchain technology, introduce, kind of what makes up a block, kind of why that's good, to be able to have a open public ledger, but do it in a fun way. When I was growing up, that was in the period of Dr. Seuss book club. I always look forward to getting the new book when it would come in the mail.
Yep.
So I wanted to kind of head nod it and write it in that Seussian style, kind of with zany characters and a zany explanation.
Yeah, man, so cool. And then, I mean, obviously you're maybe you were, and we just don't know, but I didn't think you were a graphic designer either. So you had to really dig in with the images and learn some new stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, leveraged AI to help create all the images and um, learned how really the approach of telling a story through images and leveraging AI. It's really you got to think of it as a stop motion almost animation progression. If I start with a picture of my two characters and then I want to move them into a different scene, um, taking the last scene, downloading and uploading and telling it to transition from this scene to a new scene, and how to do it relatively efficiently, and to just not get caught in this in that creative loop where you end up spending a day trying to finish one image because the AI isn't translating what you're trying to say to it in the way you're trying, that you have it in your head.
You think it's easier working with the AI than it would be to work with either an artist or a team of artists? Or do you think both have their benefits?
Well, no, because I've worked in web development for many a year, and that was always a very common misconception. The people would hire us, and they were like, "Okay, well, what's the website going to look like?" And it's like, well, we're getting the cart before the horse here. It's like,
Yeah,
what do
what's
you
it
want
gonna
it to
do?
say?
Yeah.
Once we know what we want to say, now we can, draw a picture, or a concept of what it could look like with the information that you want to put on the website. So, like most, they want to get to the what it looks like before sitting back and thinking and engineering out in their head, a storyboard and a progression, and then or having that story. It was relatively easy, I would say, for this book because we had the story, right? Yeah, and all I'm trying to do is take those words and put them into a language that the AI understands and can deliver back to me a request. And really, it started with developing the first character and then giving him his name, and then developing the second character and giving him his name. Now I can talk to the AI and call my characters by name, and it knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the technology didn't have that ability, right? When you started it and you started making images, consistent characters was trouble, right?
Yeah, it was definitely difficult. They would, a year ago, you would get character morph from one page of the book to the next, if you will, if you were just trying to go through and create an image. Here I have this text. Can you, or even for that matter, I even tried it from the approach of, here's the text on the book. Now make an image of what you think that text says, and then most of the time it just didn't get it right,
It's abstract.
So, with the newer technologies coming out, it's definitely made it to where now you can logically do what I just said. Hey, I want to create a zany character, and he needs to be tall and have a compartment on his chest where these little other characters can go in, and da 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 da. And then once I had that final, that's what I want my guy to look like. I just tell the AI, lock it in. This is our character, bits or blocks or whichever one I was doing. And then as I would, progress and try to create those images for the story, image one was just kind of them meeting, right? And then once it generated that image, I downloaded that image, re-uploaded the image directly right back into the prompt and said, now let's have these guys, walking down the road a little bit further and coming across this new character, and then it became so much easier, and then I download that image, re-upload it, then from this image create the next scene, and download that image, re-upload it. And once I did that and found out that process, man, it made it really easy. Other than those last two images.
Was it a totally different process than building a website? Is this a different skill? Like, did it just kind of morph that skill into this skill, or did you come up with, is it a new skill and you want to do more writing books?
Well, I love building and creating, period.
Yeah.
And, whether that's a book, a company, whatever.
Right.
I can reuse that in the card business, and do, a lot of the times when I'm creating ads, I can take the cover of a box, where, like that, and then I can say, hey, just animate the guy, I want to use this box, this is my image, but I want this guy to do quarterback stuff, so, the guy, and have Patrick Mahomes, just kind of be in slow motion, doing something like this. And then we put it, we'll make our ad around that, and it's animated, and it makes people double take it because it's animated and it's not just a still image. So,
So
doing
cool,
things like that. And
where do you think it ends? Where do you think it ends? Do you think we'll be making films soon? Or in the future?
Well, I mean, people are already doing that, right?
One
of my favorite people out there doing AI stuff is Stormtrooper Vlog.
Yeah.
I mean, the people doing that are even the Bigfoot ones. The Bigfoot ones are fantastic too.
I haven't seen those. I've got Stormtrooper on my watch list. I haven't got to it all the way. They have a compilation I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, people are already doing it. I mean, there's Star Wars fan films, people doing that very thing, writing their own new Star Wars stories.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way cool.
And unfortunately, Disney's cracking down on that crap, They're cracking down on that.
Which makes no sense.
People. They're cracking on the AI platforms, not, the people creating it.
Yeah.
It's just like when Uber entered the scene and taxi drivers got all pissed off. So it's now like someone else has entered their sandbox and is trying to create a castle in the corner that they don't want,
Yeah, but to me it's more like it's a fan thing. Like, just let it grow. Just let it. I mean, that's what it's evolving into something we've never had a chance to see. Let us see it. Pick your people out of that. Yeah, pick your people out of that crew.
Well,
I mean, to help you come on the team.
Trademark law comes into play, right? I mean, if you're not defending your trademark, then you lose it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Disney doesn't want confusion out there on the internet of what happens when one of these creators start charging $5 to watch it. You know, at
Yeah,
that
but
point,
then Disney
you know,
scoops them
they're
up, just
scalping
like
off
the
of Disney.
yeah. But then Disney just scoops them up. I mean, they
Yeah.
get the talent and they win.
Yeah, the playground bully.
Unfortunately, that's not how the lawyers look at it.
Yeah, you're right. It's true. But yeah, it's even hard, like, because I try to make certain things, and you can't always get a lightsaber and the sound and the sound that the guns make or the blasters make. It's all different, and it needs to be that sound. It's iconic. So if you want to make, a parody, or if you want to make anything that's similar, you really want those sounds and looks.
Well, I mean, I made a parody, I mean, it's, always the joke, right? That stormtroopers can't aim. So, I mean, I prompted it. I was like, hey, make me a scene where, a stormtrooper comes in the room and just, slays everybody in it kind of thing. And it did a pretty damn good job
Yeah.
of delivering light. I still have that.
Yeah, show it, Jimmy.
Yeah, I might have to go way back.
I see while you're looking for that, I see Mr. Market in the chat. He joined me also in the treadmill and chat stream. Really good to see you. Andy, of course, is in the chat. Alexandra G is in the chat, of course. So good to see Alexandra G. She's so busy all the time. And Badell is in the chat. He says Bigfoot lots of Bigfoot AI out there. If I was in the woods and Badell was walking by in a dark suit far away, I mean, there's a chance I would confuse him for a little Bigfoot. I mean, you could. Right, Fidel? Mr. Market in the chat. Good to see you, bud. I saw somebody else that I wanted to shout out to. Of course, K Diggs. Good to see you, Andrew Cameron. Good to see y'all. I think that's everybody. Did you find what you were looking for? Oh, yeah. Society XENT. Soul is one of their favorites. Nice. Yeah, Soul is one of my favorites too. Did you find what you were looking for, Jimmy, or are we still needing time?
No, I think I deleted it.
Yeah.
That, or it's just I can't scroll back far enough to see it.
Yeah, that happens to us sometimes. And you know what? I think that
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
All right, let's just take a look at our next topic here. Moving right along, the rise of AI agents.
All right, I do have this one.
Thanks. Good. So it says instead of trading ETH, the smart money is moving to autonomous AI agents. Projects like Pippin, and it put it in parentheses, the ticker is Pippin, are up 24% today, reaching, this was probably a week ago, maybe a little less, 2 days ago, reaching a $1 price target as they prove they can manage on-chain wealth without humans. Can they manage on-chain wealth without humans? I'm not sure of that answer, but I know somebody who does know the answer, and that's our on-scene correspondent, Redman. Let's go to him.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redman.
Yeah, let me get out of the way here. All right. Yeah, so obviously this is one of my favorite topics right now. AI agents on chain. And the poster child this week, Pippin. Pippin was built by Yohei Nakajima, the creator of Baby AGI, and it surged 23% in 24 hours. It's charging towards $1, but here's what makes it different from your average meme coin. This thing actually does stuff. What does it do? These agents post content, execute trades, manage on-chain portfolios, all autonomously, 24/7, no humans in the loop. We're talking about software that earns, spends, and compounds capital while you sleep. Now, is Pippin specifically the play? Maybe, maybe not. Not financial advice, but the category is the play. AI agents are going to be one of the defining narratives of this cycle. Mark my words. And the key takeaway from this is AI plus crypto is not a meme. Autonomous agents managing real value on chain is the next frontier. Watch the infrastructure, not just the tokens. And I got the If you want to go ahead and blow me up, Dave, I got the article right here.
Whoa. No. You just keep doing it. We'll keep those articles kind of on the side screen. That way that we don't trigger anything in the
Oh, yeah.
algorithms there. And then we'll keep our stuff right here on the screen. Our, custom
Yeah.
our custom dashboard. This is not anybody else's stuff. We're definitely not borrowing.
Right. It says Pippin is an AI. If you didn't know what Pippin is an AI driven meme coin on Solana. Surged 23%. We talked about that. The coin is currently hovering around 87 cents, up 70% over the past week and 169% over the past month. It boasts a market capitalization around 870 million. It's not going to be rugging anytime soon, with daily trading volume above 70 million. Pretty good. That's per CoinGecko on that one. Shout out to our CoinGecko friends out there. The rally comes as AI-linked tokens have regained attention across crypto markets in recent days. The AI token sector's market cap today is 13.8 billion, up 5.6% over 24 hours. The meme coin market is also higher at 34.6 billion, up 4.7%, with Pippin leading the charge. Meanwhile, the global cryptocurrency market cap stands at only 2.38 trillion, down 2.2% on the day. And I know Billy has a problem with that number. He thinks it should be a much higher, and I kind of agree with him. The Pippin
Billy
AI
says the math is not mathing.
The math is not mathing, Dave. The Pippin AI meme token has been going up since early December 2025. There isn't too much known about why, other than a research analyst at Nansen told the Defiant. In addition, much of the supply is on exchanges. So this is a low inflationary token. Great. That's a great thing to hear for investors, which further reduces the likelihood of understanding what is going on. Sondergaard explained that there aren't too many smart money or public figures in it anymore, and that the majority of the top holders are labeled on-chain as investment recipients. This could insinuate somewhat of a centralized control, Sondergaard added. Alas, this cannot be proven or disproven at this point, even if accusations such as these have been flying around on CT crypto Twitter. Strikes again. CoinGecko also cautioned traders to do their own research before trading Pippin, as bubble map data found that 80% of the supply is controlled by interconnected insider wallets. Dave, insider wallets. Man,
imagine that. Insider wallets, you know how they do.
Yep.
Well, I mean, is this going to be AI agent summer? I mean, can these guys actually prove that they can manage on-chain wealth without humans? Jimmy, what are your thoughts on that?
I have no thoughts on that, honestly.
So agents are agents. You're too busy to mess with them right now. You know you probably should be, but you just don't have time.
Well, I mean, I think, for sure AI agents are useful. We're really starting to leverage things even in Copilot, using it internally in our business, having access to certain files and spreadsheets and this, that, and the other to feed us data. I guess the newness of AI agents has worn off. I'm just not excited about it because, I mean, we're to a certain extent we're using it already every day, and to me, it's not the next, call it the next big thing. As it sits as these standalone, I do this type things. I think the next big thing is when you're going to start taking those functions and really trying to build in applicational functionality into linking them together, creating the if-thens between agents and things like that, getting into much more complex.
Well, I think that if-thens are moving to them reasoning those if-thens and us broadly defining them for them. I think they are starting to, at least with the, what is it, the work task or whatever. Anyway, the OpenClaw version that's built into Claude. I mean, they do things autonomously. It's not necessarily just if this, then that. It's more like if this, think about it and figure out what that is. But make sure you get this goal done. So we're getting closer. We're getting really closer. What do you think? We got a AI agent summer coming, Dark Crash?
I think so, and I think I would lean more like secretary. Quite honestly, agent's a great word, but this is a lot more like secretary in the sense that while it can serve you and do what would otherwise be considered mundane office tasks or communications, scheduling, creation of any digital content, like it's almost to the point where now, while simultaneously doing that, it can also place you your food order, manage the communications with the DoorDash guy. Like, these agents are coming out real strong as replacing a lot of call centers. These agents are very well going to pose a threat. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in wholesaling, right? So these agents could very well take over what I do, something that I'm a little fearful of. But at the same time, it needs oversight. It still needs a human touch. So right now, more or less, it's a tool in my tool belt, and it's not the tool that's going to replace me. So as far as I know, like this agent boom thing, like it's going to be huge, especially with Pip and what they've been doing, trying to emphasize virtual social agents for AI-driven art, music, tokenized NFTs, all that stuff. Like, they've got something going. Obviously, they found a niche in the market, creating this like new machine economy where the agents do all the stuff that I just mentioned. So they're floating around like hundreds of million trading volume, often surging like 10s, 15s, 20%, or even more in single days. So they clearly got something figured out for themselves.
Yeah, they do. And
have you seen Pippin on the daily?
No, I got a feeling you're about to show us, though.
I will show you. I'll get my fat head out of the way. There we go. Look at that chart. My goodness.
What are we looking at there? Is that a 5 billion% move?
It looks like it, huh? Right now we're sitting at 3,000% from the bottom. But this is the daily on Pippin. As you can see, this thing is showing some strength. I mean, you can't deny that. This is the daily too, so this thing's been around for a little bit.
Will you make your money flow bigger? So let's see your money flow. What does it got down there? Popping up big? Yeah. Is it getting lower lows?
Yeah, it's getting on the momentum. On the momentum, yeah. And then look at the VWAP. Yeah.
That's money flow down the green, right? Or is that different?
Could be coming down. Yeah, no, money flow has a slight downward trajectory.
So your humps are something else. What are your green humps?
My green humps?
Yeah, what are your lovely lady humps there? No,
they bring all the boys to the yard. But yeah, this one's coming down. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, before we get into our next topic about BlackRock, stick around for that. We're going to listen to a word from our sponsor.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
Billy Goat Tales.
What is your favorite YouTube channel?
Billy Goat Tales. # Givers Gain.
Find Billy Goat Tales on YouTube every Sunday. # Givers Gain.
Man, I don't know why they don't ever make any of these AI people with bad teeth. It makes me feel that. Just saying. All right, BlackRock says their biddle hits $24 billion. BlackRock's tokenized fund on Solana is exploding. They've now reached $2.4 billion in assets, proving that institutional real-world assets (RWA) tokenization is the fastest growing sector of the year. So is it the fastest growing sector of the year? Is RWAs going to actually make a move? I don't know, but you know who does know, and that's our handy correspondent, Redman. So let's go over to him.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redman.
Yeah, so BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, their tokenized treasury fund, Buddle, just crossed. Yeah, I don't know how to say it either. Biddle just crossed $2.4 billion in AUM, and it's live on Solana. Dave, hey, there we go.
Well, everything connects.
There we go. Let me put this into perspective. BlackRock is not experimenting. They're running a pilot. They have billions of real-world treasury exposure tokenized and trading on chain through Uniswap. Uniswap. Hey, there's another good one. This is the convergence of TradFi and DeFi happening in real time. Real-world assets, RWAs, are the fastest growing sector in crypto right now. And BlackRock is leading the charge. When the biggest player in finance goes all in on tokenization, you pay attention. All right. And the key takeaway is RWA tokenization is the bridge between TradFi and DeFi. BlackRock at 2.4 billion on chain is the clearest institutional validation signal in crypto history. Wow, that's some strong words on that article. Let's see what it says over here. It says BlackRock is deepening its presence in decentralized finance, enabling on-chain trading of its tokenized treasury fund BUIDL through collaboration with Uniswap Labs and Securitize. We went through that story, what was it, last week? The integration will make shares of BlackRock USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, known as BUIDL, available. Yeah, that's say that 5 times fast. Available through eligible investors via Uniswap X technology, according to Wednesday's statement. Uniswap X is an off-chain order routing system developed by Uniswap Labs that aggregates liquidity and settles trades on-chain. The broader Uniswap ecosystem is one of the largest decentralized exchanges by cumulative volume and relies on automated market maker smart contracts rather than centralized intermediaries. I like that part. Trading will be facilitated through scrutinized markets using a request for quote framework that connects, excuse me, whitelisted institutional participants and settles transactions on chain through smart contracts. BlackRock also disclosed that it has made an investment within the Uniswap ecosystem, purchasing an undisclosed amount of Uni. The Uni token rose roughly 20% shortly after the announcement. The block's price page shows, it says new. The arrangement marks BlackRock's first direct use of DeFi trading infrastructure for one of its tokenized products. Though the product has been available for on-chain transfers and certain forms of liquidity usage since its launch. BUIDL issued through Securitize is a tokenized fund backed by U.S. Treasuries and cash equivalents. It's currently the largest institutional grade tokenized funds on public blockchains, with approximately 2.4 billion in assets under management as of February 11th, according to the block's data. BlackRock recently expanded the product's reach by launching on Binance BNB chain and Solana, and by integrating with DeFi protocols such as Euler via wrapped version of the fund. Wow, this looks bullish, Dave. What do you think about that? You are muted right now.
We hear about this AI summer, right? And then we hear that the RWAs are finally taking off and we've got real adoption and we've got all that. I'm not sure if we've got real adoption, if this is what's going on. I mean, $2.4 billion in assets is pretty good, but nothing's moving the needle. I can only see it go down. What do you think, Jimmy? Is this going to move the needle? Are we going to get something that matters? Are we just hearing the same freaking story over and over in every article, it seems like?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it just seems like everybody's got the same.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with him too. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's like,
There's a bunch of noise
blowing
right now,
these
yeah.
horns and everything's great. It's going to be wonderful, but the needle just isn't moving. So yeah, it's great that all these people are doing all these things in the background, but man,
you know what, Dave? I think the key structure to this, and I think if the Clarity Act passes soon, it's going to be very good for Solana, obviously. The Clarity Act needs to pass so that these RWA projects can lift off. If it's not passed, nobody's going to invest into it because that's the infrastructure that they're looking for. They're looking for the regulatory infrastructure. Once they see that, then these things go moonshot. But right now, no, it's just a bunch of noise.
I mean, this is how
Wait for me! Billy!
I mean, you know what I mean? Anybody else feel like that? I just want to be over there fishing and maybe I'll get left behind. I'm not real sure about all of it, but I mean, we'll see. What do you think, BlackRock? Does it matter? Is what BlackRock's doing over there? Are they going to move the needle somewhere? Really?
Sorry, you talking to me?
No, I'm talking. Did I say Dark Crash or did I say BlackRock?
No, you said
What did I say?
You said
you said
BlackRock.
BlackRock.
Yeah, yeah,
I know they were
BlackRock.
on
What
the
do you think,
show.
BlackRock? What do
Hey,
you think, BlackRock? Yeah, Crash.
Close enough. I think it's pretty crazy that they did manage to create a surge of like 25-30ish% in price through this announcement, which isn't uncommon. Like back when we had like the Coinbase effect of listing new coins, there was always some sort of bump that comes with these kind of major news. It's pretty typical. More or less, like the reason that it seems flat is because they're more or less just getting started. Like there's still a lot moving on behind the scenes that they're not always going to tell us, right? So that's why it seems like it's kind of fall flat on face at the moment. But really, no, like if we weren't having these innovations, these companies, institutions jumping in, we wouldn't have the next level. We wouldn't have what we have today.
What if
And
they
there
get
would be
rugged?
a lot less faith. Exactly.
What if they screwed up and all the institutions get rugged?
Yeah, what
You
if
know,
they
like
did?
they
And
all
it
just
chose the
come
wrong
in and
chains.
yeah, they just chose everything wrong and everybody gets rugged and jokes on them this time. Who knows what could happen, right?
Well, that's just the nature of the beast. They chose to be in investing in finance, so that's kind of what they've got to live with, right? And they took years, many years before recent here to gear themselves up. Of course, they funded crypto really hard back in the day, had absolutely zero interest, like Larry Fink might have said, but still, man, it's like it's just them preparing, making sure they dot their I's and cross their T's.
Well, let's take a look at our next topic. You guys really won't believe this.
Yeah.
But there's another. Now DPIN's in it too. We got RWAs, we got DPIN, we got the AI agent Summer. Guys, what can go wrong here? I don't think anything can go wrong. Projects like Helium and HiveMapper are using the blockchain to run real-world wireless and mapping hardware. This DPIN trend is proving to be a hedge against pure speculative crashes. So projects like Helium and HiveMapper are using the blockchain to run real-world wireless and mapping hardware, right? So they're putting this wireless infrastructure on blockchain, using the blockchain for wireless infrastructure. I mean, look, I've got 2 Helium monitors plugged in right there, and I don't know how excited I am about it. I hope that our local correspondent Redman can tell me a little bit more about why this matters and what's going to happen with this Helium stuff.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redman.
Yeah, so not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. We're just, looking at articles and stuff. But okay, let's talk about something that doesn't get enough love. DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Helium is doing $3.3 million daily active users and pulled in $24 million in revenue in January alone. HiveMapper has mapped over 700 million kilometers of roads worldwide. That's real utility. These aren't vanity metrics. This is real hardware, real usage, real revenue. And here's why DPIN matters right now. When pure speculation tokens crash, and they always do, DPIN keeps printing because the revenue comes from actual infrastructure usage, not hype. It's the ultimate hedge in volatile market. And the key takeaway is DPIN projects with real revenue are the defensive play in this cycle. Hardware-backed, usage-driven tokens are the antidote to meme coin volatility. I don't know if I 100% agree with that, but okay, we're going to go with it. Helium has experienced a remarkable surge, trading $1.52, which marks a 31% increase in the last 24 hours and an impressive 90% rise over the past week. This surge positions H&T among the top gainers in the cryptocurrency market, contrasting sharply with the performance of major coins that are generally trading in the red. With a market capitalization of approximately $282 million and ranking around 110, Helium's sudden rise has attracted significant attention, despite being down about 97% from its all-time high, which is $55.17. Wow, recorded in November 2021. Traders are keen to understand the underlying factors driving this breakout. The renewed interest in Helium is largely attributed to the DPIN narrative, which has gained traction recently. Helium's model, which allows individuals to operate hotspots and earn H&T by providing connectivity for Internet of Things devices, addresses critical infrastructure gaps and reduces dependence on traditional telecom providers. This focus on real-world utility has reignited investor interest in decentralized infrastructure projects. Social engagement metrics have surged with Helium's Helium's interactions increasing by over 85%, indicating a growth interest from retail investors and the community alike. Furthermore, a report from the Masari highlights the defense sector's valuation at $10 billion, emphasizing Helium's significant on-chain revenue growth of 800% year over year, despite the overall decline in token prices during that same period. All right.
Wow. I tell you what, before we get into that, I just want to say hi to our second baseman, batting cleanup, Donato Cabrera. Welcome to the game, Donato. Jimmy, is this helium stuff going to do anything? Are you interested at all? Are they really going to? Are they going to make any difference? Are they going to make any dent in what's going on? Are they going to battle out with T-Mobiles and these guys? I mean, does it matter, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, I've got a couple of DPIN nodes that I'm currently running, the EEP network, and it's a physical piece of hardware, just a small form factor PC essentially. But you're providing hosting for other people's nodes. You'll make about, a couple of grand a year just running one of the devices. ICP, I guess you can technically say, is, in that same boat. So it's infrastructure. I mean, that's literally what we're talking about.
Well, this article's calling for DPIN to be the blue chips of the 2026 altcoin market. Do you believe there's a chance for that?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't there be? I mean, with the demand for, nodes and AI and this and that,
I think it could be a strong play.
Decentralized infrastructure makes sense.
I mean, I think it could give cellular service to people who wouldn't normally have it. I mean, you got to think about the reach, right? These things are. I used to run a couple of helium miners, and they operate on these hexes, and so the map of Las Vegas was divvied out in hexes. There's a bunch of hexes. You could see where the dull spots were for the cellular service, and you could see where it was very hot. Like you would get great service in those hexes. So it could do that. It could do that part. Did I make anything from the miners? I waited 2 years for them to be delivered, but that's a whole another story.
Yeah, me too. I did the same thing, waiting forever for them to be delivered. They've been plugged in for probably 4 years. I looked at my wallet probably 9 months ago, and it's not that great. I don't even know if they paid for themselves.
They reduced the rewards to basically nothing on the Helium network, and after that, I was done. I was like, why?
And that just seems to be the name of the game to me. Like every time and I haven't done this for 3-4 years, hopped into any of that stuff. But when I did, that just seemed to be the name of the game. I would hop in, and then they would do something, and that whatever I hopped into was the worthless part of that network now.
Yeah, if you weren't a validator, now if you ran a validator node, then you were making pretty good money. But if you bought a couple of these things, and I think I paid, $1,000 for each or something like that, I didn't make my money back because they reduced the rewards and they screwed all the people that were actually holding the network up, which I didn't understand at all. But hey, that they got their reasons, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think? Are you betting on DPIN blue chips as the 2026 altcoin market? Dark Crash, or should I call you BlackRock from now on?
Sure. I think so. I mean, They've got a lot of real world utility, lots of this telecom stuff going on, a bunch of active hotspots, as well as this could very well serve as like the precursor for ultimately a worldwide phone line type system, or at least some integrated systems, to say the least. So that is obviously, Deepin's trying to bridge crypto and the physical economy, cheaper and faster deployment of these types of things, synergy with AI, and so on and so forth. It's meant to bring the Internet of Things, which, as we understand, isn't just like software data server communication. It's utilizing devices, physical devices, and a lot about utility.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, who am I to say? I mean, I don't know how long it takes for a phone company to get off the ground, right? Maybe it takes 10 years, 15 years for one of those kind of companies to get off the ground. I mean, I'm just in crypto and number doesn't go up whenever I buy miner. I don't like it no more. I have a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I'm
So I got a feeling these guys are going to face a lot of similar issues to current telecom businesses. We might have a few big three or whatever that are running our nations, and then probably face the same fate.
Yeah, I think so. Let's move right on into our next topic. So we haven't heard about Mt. Gox in a while, but Mt. Gox looks like they're talking about a hard fork. In a well-turned event, the former CEO of Mt. Gox has proposed a hard fork to attempt to recover $5.2 billion in Bitcoin stolen back in, and it cut it off on the year. But here, that's a good segue right into our roving reporter, Jeff Redman.
And now to our on-the-spot correspondent, Redman.
Redman here for BGT. Love you, fam. All right, I got a little story time for you guys. If you've been in crypto for a while, you know the name Mt. Gox. Yes, we do, very much so. The exchange that collapsed in 2014 after losing around 850,000 Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? 850,000 Bitcoin, so much. Well, the former CEO, Mark Karpeles, just proposed a Bitcoin hard fork. Oh, great, here we go. To recover about 80,000 Bitcoin worth $5.2 billion that were stolen back in 2011. And the community's response killed it in hours, absolutely demolished the idea. And rightfully so, because if you fork Bitcoin to reverse a decade-old theft, you destroy the one thing that makes Bitcoin bitty Bitcoin, immutability. Ledger is final, period. Key takeaway: immutability is non-negotiable. The community's instant rejection proves that Bitcoin's social consensus is strong as never. Yes, 100% agree with that. Let's see what the article says. The coin's currently valued, he's speaking about what was stolen. The coin's currently valued at around 5 billion, have remained at the hacker's address for 15 years without any attempts to move or return them, Karpeles noted. In 2014, Mt. Gox filed for bankruptcy, which later transitioned to civil rehabilitation. And Nobaki Kobayashi, the process administrator, oversees the return of funds to creditors but lacks access to the roughly 80,000 Bitcoin, as a private key is known only to the hacker. Karpeles believes these funds could be included in the overall asset pool. His initiative involves adding a consensus rule to unlock the coins using a signature from the asset recovery address. This proposal is not an attempt to bypass the usual Bitcoin development process. It is an attempt to start a discussion on whether the community considers this particular exceptional case worthy of attention. Karpeles emphasizes. The project envisions implementing a script targeting a specific address activated at a set block if approved by the majority. This is a hard fork. It makes previously invalid transaction valid. All nodes in the network will need to update to reach the maximum activation level, the programmer clarified. In support of the proposal, Karpeles cited fairness for creditors and minimal technical risk. He noted that there have been precedents for such protocol rule interventions. Additionally, the return of coins clearly removed from the circulation would benefit the overall Bitcoin economy, as would clearing the massive dust the transaction layer accumulated at the address. Carpeles acknowledged the primary concern of violating the blockchain's immutability principle. The main value of Bitcoin lies in the guarantee that the consensus rules will not be changed for a redirect specific transaction. Even a well-justified exception could undermine trust in this guarantee. If it can be done once, it can be done again. The consequences could include demands for similar solutions in other thefts and reduce security standards if such problems can be resolved this way, the programmer added. Back in October 2025, the Mt. Gox administrator postponed the deadline for creditor payments to October 31st, 2026. So expect some volatility October 31st, 2026.
I'm not sure if I understand this story. So they're saying that the Bitcoin that was stolen hasn't ever been moved, and if they fork Bitcoin now that they can get it all back? Or did I totally screw that up?
No, you're right. You understood that perfectly because so it said right there, it said 79,956 Bitcoin. They lack access to it. So to gain access, they would have to update the nodes. Is that what it was? The proposal is not an attempt to bypass the usual Bitcoin development process. It is an attempt to start a discussion on whether the community considers this particular exceptional case worthy of attention. So
They're
I don't
talking
even
about a hard fork on Bitcoin, right? No,
yeah, but if
there's
you
no
hard
way,
fork
right?
if you hard fork Bitcoin, then Bitcoin is not Bitcoin anymore.
Right. And its value immediately
I mean,
changed.
they
I would
already
think.
did that.
It's not immutable.
That's right.
That means
They
it
already
changed.
forked Bitcoin, did they not?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but that takes that then it means that Bitcoin can be changed though. That's the problem. That's the immutability part.
I thought it would create a whole new coin.
Well,
I'm not really sure I understand that because I thought that, like Jimmy was saying, I thought that's what Bitcoin Cash was a fork, and that just ended up creating a whole new asset instead of really changing anything, right?
It's like they wash their face and get a new haircut.
So you can't make changes to the blockchain.
It's not supposed to be.
That's part of the selling point of Bitcoin is you cannot make changes to the blockchain. So the immutability part is what we're talking about here. And that's what the community wants to uphold. If they let this guy get his way, he's going to hard fork it, which means that he's going to make changes in the blockchain and therefore Bitcoin would not be immutable anymore.
Nope. And then governments will see right through. They'll attempt to do any sort of manipulation to retrieve funds, to seize money, and so on and so forth. It opens up a huge can of worms that we don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Jimmy, what do you think about that? Does that make any sense to you?
What's not making sense to me is what they want to do, or the reason for it. And I mean, I think you can make changes to the Bitcoin network. I mean, there's got to be a vote, and I mean, I think essentially that is what this is saying, or that's the waters that this is testing is, would people be on board for this particular instance, to make that fork, because it's going to have to be voted on. Unless you're going to take the code and make just a brand new coin. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if you guys remember too, is I guess they also have to vote on making Bitcoin quantum resistant, and that's another part of this as well. I mean, when you change the structure of the blockchain, you're at that point Bitcoin is no longer immutable because you're making changes to the blockchain. You're muted. You are muted, Dave.
You're making changes to the blockchain, but you're not making changes to the ledger. That's the part that's immutable.
Oh.
I mean, I guess it would have to evolve, but it doesn't make sense to me, all of that. I don't claim to understand how it all works. It doesn't.
That
I
sounds
thought
like
you
a
would just
good. It sounds like a good simple term show.
It does. I was thinking about that, like, but I don't know if anybody will show up so I can dive into a Mount Gox and forks, but maybe I should because I need to understand that better. You know, because I don't get it. I don't understand it as it sits. But that's okay. It's not all for me to understand. That's why we're here. We're here to spark our imagination, spark our learning, spark our curiosity, and that's exactly what we're doing. So let's take a look at our next and final topic for the evening. Do you have something on this, Red? South Dakota's his Bitcoin public fund bill. So it's that they're going to allocate 10% of their public funds directly into Bitcoin. You have a story on that?
No, I didn't get that one.
Crash, you got anything on that?
I was muted. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I have no immediate notes, but from what's going on there, and again, I'm Canadian, so I don't know a whole lot about what's going on in every single state down there. But just off of the key points here, seeing that new bill in South Dakota would allow the state to allocate 10% of public funds directly into Bitcoin. What that says to me is that one, they actually have some money to throw around, which is great, and two, their choice of Bitcoin in particular just speaks volumes to the nature of things. The fact that we still have an immutable service that cannot be manipulated, as per our last discussion there with regards to the Mt. Gox interest. So by continuing the whole wave of creating Bitcoin reserves, that was ultimately, it was started before Trump did what he did, but he more or less spearheaded that. And then, of course, it started this wave. And I feel like what South Dakota is doing by setting up such public funds, it's smart, but they should also obviously consider their public services. This is just my personal opinion, my personal worthless opinion for that matter. But obviously consider your public services, consider if it's really worth it in the long term. Of course, from our perspective, absolutely 100% it is, but maybe is it the right timing for them? I'm not quite sure on that respect, but it does seem to be beneficial to them for sure.
Yeah, it does seem to be beneficial. I mean, they say that they're, like you were just saying, that they're competing, right? Now the states want to be the crypto capital or Bitcoin capital of the United States. So we'll see what happens. Jimmy says, come on with it. Bring on the institutions, bring on the states, bring on the nation states. Everybody, let's lower the volatility and send the price to the moon. That's what their investment's for, right, Jimmy?
The orange wave, of Bitcoin.
Yeah, man. So let's see here. I think we've got one more word from our sponsor, and then we'll talk to Jimmy Jim and get some of his final thoughts.
You've never learned like this before. Every Saturday live at 9 a.m. EST on @BillyGoatTales YouTube channel.
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
I don't really have much this week. I don't think I got any cool cards to show that I haven't showed.
Well, look, you've got some people in the chat that want to know why you don't like Ocean's 12.
Wasn't good.
So what was great
Honestly.
about Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 13 that Ocean's 12 missed?
That was the storyline. I mean, Ocean's 11 was the original, right? So,
yeah.
Great cast, great story. In Ocean's 12, they go and overseas, and then Ocean's 13, they come back here. You got Al Pacino playing, the quote unquote bad guy, I guess, in that version. And then wasn't there a 9 too? Wasn't there Ocean's 9 that was like all the chicks? I didn't really like that one either.
You're muted, Dave.
I love that you read my lips, Red. Thank you so much.
Keeps pulling Frankie.
Yeah, how could you not like all the chicks? Ocean's 9.
Come on, man. When it comes to a heist movie,
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sound sexist, but tactical team of dudes stealing stuff is just way more interesting than. Well, I say that. Jay and Silent Bob had the all-chick ice team, and that one was pretty good too.
I think my favorite heist team would have to be Point Break.
Well, and that would be the ultimate, yes. I mean, Bodie and his gang.
Yeah.
The Dead Presidents.
Yeah, those guys were absolutely epic. And they all went on to do great things, after that life of crime.
But, I think, the ultimate though is Heat.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Heat's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You should watch that.
I need something to watch.
It's Val Kilmer.
That's De Niro versus Pacino.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, I liked him when I was in high school. There was
Val Kilmer, rest in
Batman.
peace.
He played that
Guy
Batman
from
that one year.
Sopranos. Wasn't he
That
from
was the cool summer.
Sopranos?
Yeah, Sopranos.
Guy that what was his? I'm talking about in Heat. Yeah, that is the bank robbery show.
Yeah, I'll have to put that on the list and give it a look because I've been looking for stuff to watch. Are you guys watching the Survivor right now? Y'all getting into the new episode? Nope. Wow, they're just all out of that. Wow, that's crazy with you guys.
I think they've gone as I don't know. I got tired of it.
Man, I watched last season. I liked it. I'm considering watching this season again. I've watched several seasons in a row.
It's
not all of them, but several. Yeah,
it feels a little stale.
Glorified reality TV, I just
yeah, that's true. Well, you know what time it is.
Well, we're closing off at about 65.7 there, 65.8.
Oh, God.
With the candle bodying again just below. And it does seem to show about roughly the same amount of strength that we've been seeing. Although we are getting a green dot. It just showed up right there, friends. Check it out. And, of course, the VWAP ever so slightly coming up over the zero line there. Money flow still curving down into the red. RSI stochastic still pointing down. So still looking into some bad times here. This is but a short relief moment. I don't think this will be sustained very long.
Yeah, we'll have to see as the week progresses, and we'll see all you guys in the chat. It looks like we've got another big recommendation. Baby Driver seems to be one of the top recommendations for the chat. So we'll have to take a look at Heat. We'll have to look at Baby Driver. Hey, I do want to tell you, all you guys, that we have lowered all of the Patreon levels. There is now just one level, and it's only $3. That's the only level we have available. If you would like to support us on Patreon, if you want to get the Simple Terms podcast episodes before the deep dive, if you even want to go into the deep dive by yourself after the deep dive is over in your own session and you ask the AI your own questions. Now, all of that is under one umbrella for just $3, and you can find that at patreon.com/Simple Terms Podcast. But for today, that's everything we have. We have missed Tex-Mex Biomex. We miss Crypto Billy, but we hope to have them all back and fully going next week. We appreciate you, Dark Crash. Yeah, we appreciate you, Dark Crash. We appreciate you, Red Band. And Jimmy, appreciate you too. You guys have a great week, and we will see you all on, what's the next one? On Tuesday for our X Space. Good night, everybody.
We are Billy Goat Tails. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goat Tails. We are Billy Goat Tails.
Righty.